Adam was left alone and couldn't figure out how to do the music. So just to fucking spite him. And good evening, and welcome to the first panel show of this year on the Chairsofter Show. Adam and Ailey can't be with us this week, so you've got myself, you've got Kerri, that side, and you've got Luke here. So we've got some very different perspectives coming in tonight for the discussion topics. We've got a guy there, some light jazz. Yeah, someone who's clearly never watched the show before. I do occasionally debate changing that around. Maybe one day. We've also got Instagram going tonight for the first time. It seems to be working. If you're watching on Instagram, let us know if you're having issues or if it all looks good, because it's the first time we've tried this. So yeah, Ailey's apologising already just for that. No cinnamon. No. Don't change it, it works. Yeah, that's just been, fucking hell, 6 years that we've had that as the theme song for the show.
Can't go wrong with jazz.
Nah. So, Ailey saying that she thinks that their version, basically, they just started singing and they couldn't even remember the full tune. They just sang shite, really. So, yeah, we've got a couple of topics lined up. Obviously, you guys feel free to join in the discussion if you're watching as well, on whatever platform. If you've got any topics you want to bring up as well, throw them our way, and we'll do, because I may go off on tangents and rants here tonight.
Just a little bit.
Some of them, yeah. For one of them, so before we go into it, where's my manners? If you guys just give yourselves a brief introduction. So, Kerri, you go first.
I'm Kerri, aka Call Sign Huntress, playing for about 5 years, mainly CQB, and also marshalling for about 5 years as well.
So you went straight in the marshalling as long as you've been playing?
Yep, I did. Literally weeks.
You can name drop the sites.
You can name drop sites.
All right, and the lovely battle stations in Snetterton.
I've got to get out there at some point. Is it near the racetrack?
Yeah, right next to the racetrack, and you can actually hear the cars racing sometimes.
As long as they don't fuck it up big time and end up in the middle of the site. Well, I suppose it's free cover for you guys.
Yeah, you do hear it. It is quite interesting where you hear a massive thud. But yeah, no, directly next to it. And it's got we've got 3 maps at the minute. Maybe another 4th will be built later on. And yeah, sometimes they can change it as well. So we can go between having 1 map each, 2 maps, or opening up all 3, and all of them are CQB as well.
Cool. Luke.
So I've got a bit of a simple introduction. I'm Luke. I've been doing competitive airsoft for about 3 years. When was COVID? 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 3.5 years-ish. I own the Bunker CQB, which is up in North. And I also own part of District 23, which is, again, up the North. Both sites do, obviously, all the competitive side. Another thing, I've been playing airsoft for maybe about 5 years, so probably the same kind of time as you. And that's me, really.
Cool. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of the show, one bit of admin that I've been asked to do, the guys at Combat UK, Stevenage, who've announced recently that they're going to be running games at Tuddenham. Great site, Tuddenham, if you've been.
I ain't actually, no.
It's down the road for you as well.
Yeah, I know. I still haven't tried it.
It's a great site, and it's good to see these guys are going to be running their own games now. Their first game is on the weekend of the 23rd and the 24th, and is a charity game. So it's all going towards Ollie Talks Airsoft's Family Fund. So they're doing that. So they've asked me to give that a shout out. All the details can be found at the Combat UK socials. Get in touch with them. Great bunch of guys. I've been using the shop for years now. In fact, I first went down there when the podcast first started, really, and I've been using it since. Don't go as much as I used to because COVID sort of killed that social side of it.
You have to get down for the charity one. I think I'm going to that one as well.
Unfortunately, I'm in Bristol that weekend.
I'll go for you.
Yeah, I booked it months ago. I'm going to see Dragon Force on the Friday in Bristol. So by the time I get back from, by the time I get over the hangover and then get back from there,
I'll let you off.
Well, I'm hearing his excuses there. To be fair.
Oh, you should have seen me yesterday at work. I was trying to get tickets for because you've got Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium 20th anniversary of their first albums next year. So they're doing a big tour, and I had fucking O2 priority on every single screen that was in my vicinity, trying to make sure that I got tickets for it. So yeah, I managed to get in there. I actually got standing, which I've never done at the O2. Never been able to get standing tickets at the O2, so that's going to be hectic. Going back to my teenage years, going back to my GCSE years. Right. Cool. Just having a quick look what's going on. Gem's saying hi. Hi, Gem. Yeah, so which one should we do first? Should we start with the competitive airsoft one? Because this could get quite... you've been making me... So this is how Luke and I first started talking on Instagram last year. And we've been looking for something to bring it to the forefront, and this is it. So, competitive airsoft, can it work?
Yeah,
right. So,
if done right, I think.
Right. So this is the thing. You've got to do it right. So we've got a great example here of how I can see it not working. Operation
exactly
Scorpio.
Yeah, straight away know what this is.
Right, so my thing with competitive airsoft is the minute there's an incentive for something, like some sort of prize, whatever it
willingness
is,
to cheat, to do whatever to get around it is there, 100%.
I mean, this thing here, they're offering, was it $100,000 prize money?
Yeah.
That's going to be a cluster.
If it happens, brilliant.
Yeah.
But
if it
I will
works,
be brutally honest, how they're able to pull it off, I do not know. Not $100,000 anyways.
My thing here is you've got that big financial incentive in there. Who's not going to cheat in that? To be honest with you, they're going to go, I want $100,000. I've got debts to pay. You know, we're in the middle of a cost of living. Well, I think we're actually technically in a recession now, aren't we? In the UK,
yeah, we're back in a recession. Yeah.
So they've got to come up with a serious way of getting this to... I mean, they can't even spell displays for a start on their poster.
There's a lot of question marks. I don't like digging at other people or digging at other sites or things like that, but there is a lot of question marks. And if they pull it off properly, they'll pull it off properly and it'll be good. But I just don't see how they can. That's the problem. We were looking into it. There's obviously me and Costa, the lad that I'm in business with. We both properly looked at this, and I remember him saying to me that supposedly you need to have a sponsor and all this and all that, and the ticket prices were going to be high. And I remember saying to him, the only way I can see it even getting close to £100,000 like prize money is if there's more than one round or like more than one game, you know, over say a full year.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see this working for a start. That's just this example here. I did the Skirmish Cup in Billericay a few years back. Same issues there. You raise the issues of the cheating because they were saying, oh, teams will be deducted points for poor sportsmanship. We reported the poor sportsmanship and nothing happened because it was a regular team at the site. So guess who won?
The problem is no matter what, even with what we do, there's cheating. Like in professional paintball, where you can see the splat, there's cheating. It's all about reducing that as much as possible. And like if you're in the middle of the woods, you know, with two teams of 20 or whatever, you're going to need 50, 60, 70 refs like to be able to do it, which is why the way that we do it, it's by no means perfect, but it gets closer to the mark. It's a smaller
Hicks
field.
is coming out here saying this example is very out there and not the norm, so people cheat regardless, so it's down to how it's run. I mean, I get that, but at the same time, it's an example that proves the point, and I've got the Skirmish Cup as well.
Yeah, see, personally, I think that's also, it's mainly down to the people. Like, you can't run a game like that with massive numbers. Like, I just saw on there, someone said like 5v5. Yeah, you still need a few refs and things, but it can work. Just do multiple ones. But larger events, I can't see it working. Even in skirmishes, you get people that are too competitive and just cheat. And there's no point. It's meant to be for fun. It isn't there for serious. You want to be competitive.
And even then,
somewhere else.
There's straight up cheating, but a lot of the time is, obviously this is no dig at anyone, but people who wear play carriers, you've got to listen for the hit rather than feel it, because you've got no chance of feeling it. So you've got that issue. You've got, there's certain places on your body, which even what we do, we wear barely anything. There's certain places on your body you can get hit and you're never feeling it. So like sometimes it's cheating, sometimes it's not feeling. Like to ref something like this would be insane. I wouldn't do it. Sack that.
Yeah, Kaz saying there, if you can't ref it properly and fairly, it doesn't work. Hence, in the Woods and CQB, it's unfeasible.
See, that's quite
be
good.
Able to ref and enforce rules and keep cheating to a bare minimum. This is it. You look at.
You can't stop them.
You look at all the people that turn up at NAF and moan about the cheating. But then you look out there and there's only about 30, 40 marshals sort of thing. So, and there's 3,000 people. With more than that this year. Well, actually, I don't think they've actually quite got many going this year because they're ripping everyone off.
Look at the stuff with like all the, what was it, AI 500 and stuff as well. That was a hot topic, wasn't it? Was cheating on that. And that was, again, not enough marshals to be able to do it.
Yeah, and that's been a thing over the years for years and years and years. There's been issues with cheating at those events. And, I went to the first couple. You saw a few little bits, like there'd be a ceasefire called and people would start moving out of position to try and gain an advantage when they called game on again. And that was at Cleethorpes, which was the first two I did. And to be fair, the marshals were hot on it. As the years have gone by, they've changed the marshalling teams. And it seems to have gotten worse and worse and worse. And it's at the point now where, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah. That's why I think the way that we do it, small field, like our fields are the size of a five-a-side football pitch. And it's always five-a-side, dead simple. You typically run it with 8 or 10 refs. So you've got a ref per head. So being able to keep it at small numbers like that, you're able to marshal it a lot better.
Hicks is coming in again with the AI 500, just to go back to that. It's a perfect example of how it's down to how it's run. Not even the marshals knew their rules. This is again it. The marshals didn't have a clue.
Got to know what they're doing.
Yeah. We're lucky with that because we've got a team that's been doing it for a year.
So Hidden Hedgehog coming in. Hi Ash, hope you're good, buddy. He's out on the Instagram comment there. He says, we have a saying in paintball, you don't play the team, you play against the refs to see what you can get away with. Competitive play will always try and get the upper hand.
Yeah.
This is it. If people find a way to get around it, then they will.
It's like the good old stuff with paintball. You'll get hit on the side and they'll grab it and they'll go, oh, did I get hit? And they'll wipe it as they're doing it. Like,
yeah.
It's just,
I've seen the videos and it's horrendous.
Yeah, like airsoft's massively like an honor spot, but for some reason in paintball, they seem to see it as a skill to be able to wipe.
I've got Warhound G-Man on Instagram as well, saying every game there will be cheaters, but it comes down to how it's marshalled. I've run a few big games where my team was playing, and I never favoured them or anyone. And if I caught you, you're out. And then, we've got over on here, the Hightower saying, as a sport, it's massively relied on honesty.
Yeah,
this is it.
It is.
The thing is, like, you might not realise, like you said earlier, you might not realise you've been hit. And if someone calls you out, you just go, yeah, all right then. Sorry, just go respawn. Yeah. Simple as that. There shouldn't be no issues, but you get you've
got adrenaline going as well.
Yeah,
exactly. And like even some with loose clothing that'll catch like part of the clothing, or they don't hear it because a grenade's gone off or something. There's There's so many things that can happen, but you just go, look, bang, I did it, yeah. But the amount of times you see people screaming and shouting, and it's just, there's no need for it. It spoils the day for so many people and intimidates others as well sometimes, to be honest.
That's another thing as well. Sorry, I was just going to say, going on that point, it's another thing as well. Like, why do people feel the need to fucking argue about whether or not you've been hit? Yeah. Especially at CQB sites, you're never more than 30 seconds away from a fucking respawn.
Again.
I've always had that simple mentality of you're going into a field, like a site, you've got a toy gun, and you're going to go and play something with other people.
Being big kids.
You're having a laugh. Like, if you get hit, you get hit, you go back to spawn. If someone doesn't take their hit, you tell someone. If something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I don't ever let things like that get to me.
No,
if they don't take the hit and the marshal doesn't do anything, then in my eyes, that's just game on. I'll go find him and try and get him again.
The trouble is, though, especially at the moment, there's an attitude of that's when it starts descending down the slippery slope of, well, he didn't call it, so I'm not going to call it. And it just ends up with this tit for tat. And it's like, no, fuck off. Like, just fuck off out of the game. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's, I can't be arsed with it. There was a video.
A lot of people causing drama on him, and that's just not, it's not needed. It really isn't.
It's when they argue over who hit who first, as Hightower's saying on Twitch as well. It's just 50-50, respawn and get back out there.
Yeah.
This is what I love about the rules at the jail with the 50-50 rule. You know, it's easier just to take the fucking 50-50, especially there.
Yeah.
Where you're never more than 30 seconds away from a respawn. I know walking up to respawn 2 sucks. Especially when it's foggy and muddy.
When they're standing there, like, if he's got the clicker and that lot, it's like he'll see you and he'll be like wave you off to go and respawn. Yeah, so that saves a little bit of a distance, which is good. I like that bit.
But it was even like the other week, talking about this in the jail. So there was a video came out the other week from an individual. I'm not going to name him publicly on here because I know him and I've had the conversation with him. But basically, he said that because he'd shot the guy first, the grenade that the guy was going to go throw was cancelled. No, fuck off. If that was real situation, that grenade's getting dropped regardless. He's already pulled the pin. You fucking drop him in a real life situation. That grenade's falling at your feet anyway, regardless. Like, just fucking take the hit. Just go out there. Fuck off.
That's the thing. It's just people get too worked up and.
That's like you said earlier. They try and use any excuse to get away with it and then just carry on.
Play the rules.
Things. Yeah. Oh, I was behind the wall. Oh, this wouldn't have got me. And it's just carry on. Oh, the one that I absolutely detest sometimes is when a player comes up to me, did I get hit? It's like, look, if you're questioning it, just
2 seconds, I'll just rewind.
It's just like, seriously? They'll come up, they'll just like, did I get hit? Or even when I'm playing, I've had players, did you hit me? Well, if you're in doubt, go and take it, mate. It's like, really?
It's just, like, just fucking get on with it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is literally Call of Duty.
If it's ever a question mark, you just take it.
Yeah, this is
it. If you're like, did it or didn't it? So, well, I'll go back.
I've even had it before. Like, I've even seen the other side of it as well. Again, at the jail with the grenade situation, I had one in my hand. I was about to lob it around the corner, and the guy came around the corner and shot me. And he just said, "Do you know what? I'll fucking take that as well." Justin even said to him, "No, mate, you're still in." And he turned around to him and said, "No, I'll take it because I'd be dead in real life, so I'm going back." Just have that fucking attitude to game day.
Yeah.
I think that's what restricts the whole community. Like, not only like say competitive side, the whole airsoft community as a whole is how like sour some people can get. I think if there was less of that, the community would be bigger. There'd be so many more people in it because I've seen so many people leave, like the airsoft community in general.
Well, this is actually
just because of people being bitchy.
This is something we're going to come on to in a minute because this is actually our second. Ailey's sitting on Instagram, by the way, counting out my rants. I'm just going to say to you, Ailey, think how much worse this would be if I was drinking. You're lucky I've got work tomorrow.
You've got a tally chart sitting there. Like, how many times you do?
Like, if I was drinking and I didn't have a cold on right now, or getting over a fucking horrible chesty cough, as you can probably hear from the fact that I'm nearly losing a lung every 5 minutes, then I'd be on about number 19 already by now with rants at the moment. So we'll come away from this for a minute.
Try to see that drama llamas. I like that. I might have to use that on one of my briefs, actually. Drama llama.
Silky, yeah.
If in
Silky.
doubt.
So unfortunately, there is a few drama llamas out there, but proud of what me and my martial team do on site. Part of our safety brief: playing with toy guns, shooting on wood. 9 times out of 10, you're not even getting anywhere near your target. This is another thing as well.
Yeah.
That is so true.
This is another thing the other week.
You didn't.
So nowhere near him.
So I had again the jail a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to bring this up because it's the only one I've really been playing recently. Guys come around the corner down the bottom of F-Wing, you know, as you come past where the canteen doors are, and you've got that little alleyway between the fence and F-Wing. He's come around that corner. I'm coming across the courtyard the other way, going into the canteen from the other side. He's taken 4 shots. Every single one went there and hit the wood. He's then started going, "Oh, I fucking hit you, blah, blah, blah," because I know my gun will pop him at that distance. Little did he know when he started mouthing off that Justin was stood about 5 feet away, and he goes, "Yeah, I heard all 4 of your shots hit that wooden board behind him."
I've had someone dry fire at me at the goal, and then someone else, 2 dead players were what? So some young lad, I don't know obviously the names of all the buildings, I've only played at the once. But some young lad came around the corner, he had a pistol, and we weren't too far from each other, and he dry fired, and I was just stood there. I didn't not take it, and I didn't take it. I was just stood there trying to figure out what the hell just happened, because he was shooting, but nothing came out, and you can hear the sound if a gun's dry firing or not firing.
Yeah.
And then these 2 dead players walked behind him. I went, "I've just seen you get hit there, mate," because I had a jersey on. And I went, "Mate, you didn't." I said, "Don't get me wrong, I'm going to take it, but you are dry firing though, mate." And he's like, the 2 lads that walked behind him started arguing with us about it, and I was just like, "Mate, I'm not getting involved."
Yeah. I'd had a similar thing at the mall years ago in Reading when that was going. I miss that site so much. And the guy literally come bowling around the corner, but you could hear nothing was happening. Nothing came out of that barrel at all. And he's going, "Oh, I fucking hit you," like proper getting up in people's faces. And I'm like, "Mate, nothing came out of your gun. Shoot the barrel. Shoot that fucking metal barrel next to you." Did, sure enough, nothing happened. Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you had to get defensive before that.
This is it. I've got a comment for you on Instagram, by the way, Luke. What came first, chicken or the egg?
Is that Callum?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he messaged me earlier. He went, "I'm going to get some really difficult questions for you." I said, "If you turn around and ask me what came first, chicken or the egg, so we'll be having words on Sunday, because they're coming up there up at our site on Sunday." So
it's Richard Cooper coming in saying evening. He's finally got his hands on a KSG. Very good call. Yep, get that. Make sure you get that out there more. Hightower plays coming up saying some people need reminding that they are airsoft guns. This is it, you know.
Yeah.
You're not going to be hitting the distances that you can with a real steel. I know with a real steel I can hit a target. Oh well, I mean I was shooting up to 600 meters on iron sights kind of thing, so I know what my shooting ability is. But I've also adjusted, so I know the limitations of my airsoft guns at the end of the day. You know, I know my SRS. If it's a dead calm day, I'm going to be hitting out to about 93 meters with that thing. Simon coming and saying he's had someone with a DMR which shot around 6 foot hit, called him over 60 meters. Yeah, at that point, I'd literally go up to the guy and just fucking tell him to go fuck himself, stick his DMR up his backside and enjoy it. Because it would probably be more used to him with that than it would be over fucking shooting if that's the situation. Jesus Christ. It's even funnier when they are playing with tracers, they dry fire and say they shot you, comedy gold.
That's brilliant, that one is.
I love tracers now. I swear by tracers because it takes that. I found you can eliminate that argument. Mm-hmm. I've seen people try and argue that you haven't hit them when you're firing tracer, and I go, "Mate, that just bounced off that fucking pouch right there."
Yeah, I've had the exact same thing.
You see it a lot clearer, can't you?
Yeah. Or if it hits them and then it lands like somewhere on their plate carrier that's visible, and I go, "I can fucking see it glowing on you there."
They'll still deny it.
Tracers are definitely the way forward, though.
100%.
Like we were saying earlier, where people were thinking they were hitting something, but they were nowhere near. A tracer just eliminates it. I don't see why more indoor sites don't try and make it a little bit more mandatory to go towards traces.
The one near mine that we were talking about earlier, that they use they recommend tracers basically for playing there. So obviously it's not pitch black in there, but even still you you can clearly see where you're shooting, and obviously other people can see it 'cause it's so close. So I do think it's a good idea.
See, I run tracers no matter what, but I don't know if it's my eyesight or what, but I just can't see a white BB.
See, I don't know.
I'll shoot a white BB, I can't see it.
That's just because it's all outdoors as well, so it's always quite bright.
I see, I only play in.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's one thing I love about level 2 as well. Like, they give you her rental guns with tracer units.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Like, the rentals are absolutely fucking solid, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sandman, Joe, Scottish Joe, he actually said to him, can I just run one for a game? Because I had some spare. They just said, yeah, take it out kind of thing. Eat your heart out kind of thing. And yeah, Hicks is also saying there, same sort of thing. It lets newer players know this is what you can get hold of. Use it.
Yeah.
If you're going to be playing in this environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good.
Do you remember the 40 mic tracer unit that someone did?
No.
Remember that evil thing that Airsoft Innovations came up with that most sites in the UK instantly banned because it fired at 140 BBs at the same FPS in like a third of a second?
I remember the grenade, but I didn't know they did like any kind of...
Yeah, I remember the grenade.
Yeah, someone made a tracer unit for one. And it was like...
Really?
Do you know what? I'm going to have to fucking find this now.
I seen a video a couple of months back, actually. Someone dumped a load of tracers into a paintball gun, and they were just shooting them out of the paintball gun, which was coming out like 20, 30 at a time, and that was quite funny.
As soon as they make some tracer Moscow one. That's it. It's just going to be BBs, like glowing BBs just everywhere.
Use it on the bags.
So, we've had a bit of a rant about competitive. Look, just go into a bit more for the guys to let them know what it is you guys are trying to do to make it workable. Because I've said about how it can't work. Tell them how you think it could.
So basically, with what we do, we don't do. It's not in a CQB site or anything like that. It's a complete separate field. So if anyone, obviously, there's a few people that are on here that have played at our site, so they already understand it. The best way of describing what we do is, if you've ever seen paintball and supper, what they do, like places like CPPS, Skirmish, MPX, it's the same thing as that. So it's all symmetrical. So you've got refs all the way around the outside. We have refs inside the field as well that will follow players and watch where they are shooting rather than watch the player. Because we find, like, we've done it where we watch the player to see if they were like getting hit or not. That so works. But then we've done it where we're watching where the player is shooting to see where they are shooting. I mean, the refs get lit up even worse, but it works out better for being able to call people out. So having that smaller field, less people, because we only do 5 a side, or we do like the 3 or less. So 10 people on the field, we'll typically have 10 refs. So you've got a ref per head. So it minimises the cheating as best you possibly can. As far as we're aware, there's no way that you can reduce it even further.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it work. I'd like to find them to find a way to do it. I don't think offering a money incentive is the way to do it.
We do for cash prizes for our comps, but you will never see me doing a comp with 100 grand.
No, that's ridiculous. That's just instigating someone to cheat. They're just like, that's a lot of money to someone. That's like that could be life changing to some people. So they're gonna do everything in their power to get that, and that's including cheating. And it's not. See,
with us, we have penalties and stuff like that though as well.
Yeah.
So like,
you need positive encouragement, not one going, oh yeah, he's loads and loads and loads of money. Yeah, just go and make it drama.
So like with our penalties, we have intentional and non-intentional hit take. So say you've got a belt on, like that one there. You get hit in the belt, you've got no chance of feeling it. But you will get pulled by one of our refs. They will pull you out of the game and you're out. There'll be no penalty for it. It's just the refs doing their job. I can't know, 10 refs per player, 200 refs. Yeah, Kaz, are you paying for them? So that's like an unintentional hit take, so somewhere you won't feel it. You just simply get pulled. There's no real problem there. But then we have an intentional hit take. So if you constantly don't take your hits,
Level 2 have appeared where their ears ringing because I was saying about how good their rentals were.
Yeah, with the rentals, yeah. The with the intentionals, you get hit in the mask, anything like that. Not only are you getting pulled, but we will pull a closest player. So that player will get pulled just because you've been messing around.
So it's really strict compared to like skirmish games.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Stuff like a headshot. You know, you get pulled, closest player gets pulled, and the next game you actually start a player down as well.
Wow.
So like, there's it depending on what the problem is. You know, whether it be hit taking, field manipulation, so like moving the field around, or overshooting, or aggressive behavior. There's different penalties for different things that happen. But like, our penalties are strict, and we're not even the strictest neither. You go over to places like NSL in Netherlands, and you know, some of their penalties run for 5-6 games where you won't be playing.
Wow. See, that's funny. Like, if you see these people that come into skirmish and say they're speed softers and that, and then you're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I always say, and I'll get hit for this all the time. I get hit for it. You've got 4 types of players. You've got your very generic, you know, your rentals and your people that might go once every 2 months in the jogger bottoms. You know, just your casual players. You've got your Milsim players, and then you've got speed soft, and you've got competitive players. And speed soft and competitive players are 2 different types of people. And anyone who's in the scene will agree with me. Anyone that's outside of it will probably say different, but you know, you've got your speed softers there. This is where I'll get hit. They're typically your divvies. They're the ones that'll run around, do all the stupid stuff, do the mag dumping and think they're this and that.
Yeah, really
but they're really not. And you get your competitive players. So say like me, I think the last time I went and played CQB, I played for half an hour and I just couldn't be bothered anymore. Went around, just chatted with people, had a bit of a laugh, bit of banter, and that was it. Because it's just not what I enjoy doing. I enjoy competing, not doing skirmish.
Yeah.
You're saying what doesn't make you a pro?
Yeah, he's right though. Rocking up with a dye mask, a jersey from BZ, and you know.
Yeah, see, we get a lot of that at the skirmish. They'll come up, all the dye mask, and saying to people that they're speed softers because they run around fast with a HPA setup and a pistol, and it's like, it's not though. It's not at all.
All you are is someone with ADHD and too much sugar.
Yeah. So do you think that's what gives speed soft a bad name then? To an extent?
100%. And to be fair, a lot of it's from America. You know, if you search speed soft in America, you see how many people getting mag dumped. If someone turned on and did that at one of our sites,
speed soft either.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. I admit, even I said to you earlier, I genuinely don't understand it. I've seen like videos and things that I've had a little bit of a nosy to see what it actually is, and it is nothing. Like, I get these people coming in for a skirmish and they're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a speed softer." They definitely aren't. There is no way. You just got dye masks and fancy equipment, and you like to pull the trigger ridiculously quick. It's like, if you want to do that, go and play at a site that does do that, because you have to get them to like reduce the rate of fire and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Level 2 saying there's a lot of CQB players who dress in full face jerseys, light loadouts, run HPA, and get tarnished as the bloody speed soft, but most of the CQB players don't want to play the competitive side.
Yeah, no, they're right, 100%.
No, we don't. That's it. I'm CQB all the time, and I if anyone ever play against me, all I do is laugh and just run for it and just have fun. It is just, I don't take it serious. Most of the time I forget the objective and have to ask someone what I'm doing, but I have fun with doing it. That's how it should be.
It was something I experienced firsthand in the States when I played, unfortunately, the now gone Strikeforce South in New Jersey. Unfortunately, it didn't survive COVID. But I'm not a speed softer. I'm built for comfort.
I'm built for comfort, and I still play competitively.
But, I mean, I had to change my game very quickly. I wouldn't have called it speed soft because it wasn't. But you had to play quickly, which over here would be branded as speed soft. You could tell when the speedy boys turned up in a day, because all of a sudden it was just chaos everywhere. Like even the site area, he could tell.
Another name, because they're not actually speed softers. They're not skirmish ones and milsimmers, and they're not speed soft. It's like in the middle area.
The site owner even said, because you could hear the shots hitting the wall at the back of the shop he had out the front of his site, because it was just like one wall between the site, the back of the shop, and the edge of the site kind of thing. And he just sort of goes, "Yeah, you can tell the Speedy Boys are here now because you can hear them." And like, sure enough, you literally just hear basically every shot seems to be hitting the wall. You didn't hear anyone calling hit. And it's like you can tell the difference in the play at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. But you do get some that turn up in like the Die Mask and HPA and that, and they're awesome to play with, great laugh, things like that, and they'll adapt their gameplay to what they're playing on the day, which is amazing. But then you get the odds that are just running in, spamming the trigger like crazy. It's trying to replicate full auto as much as possible. That's not what it's about.
The one thing that annoys the life out of me is pre-firing.
They do that.
It seriously does my head in. I don't see why you need to do it. Popping one in the corner, like if you're going into a room and there's a tight corner there, popping just a single BB into that corner as you go in, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But shooting and coming around shooting, nah.
Yeah. Saying that, it's not just the Speedy Boys that do that. I see people on skirmish days do that as well.
Yeah.
And it's just people's gameplay.
There's always been that divide, though, hasn't there, between like speed soft and milsim and casual play? Like it's always been the same way for years.
Yeah, it is.
And we've got our first toxic cunt of the night.
Which one's that?
Let's see this.
He doesn't even make fucking sense. He's just being a toxic cunt for the sake of being a toxic cunt. And fuck off out of our video.
Can't afford pre-fry. No, exactly. Just wasting ammo.
Yeah,
it is. It's just a waste.
It's not getting any cheaper, is it?
No, definitely not.
Right. Before we move on to our next topic, let's do something a bit more positive because we want to do something a bit more positive.
I noticed. Casual.
You know me, I don't give a shit. I will say it how I see it at the end of the day.
I'm actually doing really well for not swearing, so.
I've been trying to stop myself a bit. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not the only one.
Drop it. Drop it like it's hot.
It's a habit when I'm martial. I have to be like, not swear. Trust me, people try and push it a lot.
So, IWA's on at the moment. ASG coming out with some fire. They've got the new. It's 10 years of the Evo.
That's mad. I've had mine for 4. She's still going strong.
Yeah. So they've announced the CZ Evo ACE. I don't know what I think of that.
Four's hammer or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like that
like a scrubby version.
I like that because it's different, but.
Adam's owned one on and off for about 10 years. He's like, he's had one, got rid of it, regretted it, got another one, regretted it.
I've got my grey one and I've stuck with it ever since. I've literally changed the motor and the hot rubber. That's it. That's all I've done to it. And I use it a lot.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
So I went and had a quick look-see through like their quick spec thing. So I'll just read off the bits, the product features. It's got new dual tone black and FDE design, pre-installed 30 Ultimate 30k CNC motor, M105 Ultimate mil-spec spring, obviously not M95 in the countries with lower joules, but you're limited on your battery power there, which we'll come to in a minute. All new ATEC mag release, new FDE ATEC high cap magwell, revised front ATEC handguard, and it says 11.1 volt LiPo ready, but that obviously depends. It needs the M105 spring for that. Yeah.
I think with that one, when I had a nosy, it's mainly just I think one of the comments they asked about it is mainly just the actual cosmetic look of it that they've changed mainly. But I'll be honest, I love my Evo. I'm not keen on that. I think the body, the black part, looks really plasticky.
To be fair, though, if the internals worked before, it's that old saying, isn't it? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's why I say people say to me, want your HPA, your Evo, because I love it. I was like, I don't need to. There's nothing wrong with it. I get good range on it. It does me everything. CQP and Woodland, win-win.
I don't know if that's just the lighting, but to me it looks like they've left the flashing lines in, where they've not deflashed the plastic properly.
See, I was thinking it might be the lighting why it looks too plasticky. If that makes sense, it don't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure once you actually get one in your hands, it'll look completely different to what we've got there.
Yeah. But everyone's different.
I'm not a big fan of like.
Everyone's got different taste, don't they?
Yeah. G&G's new ARP3 looks good. I think we covered that at the end of Shot Show, actually. Adam saying that the seam lines are obvious in this pic. Yeah, I'm glad it's not just me that sees that.
Well, the same as the insides, it's still going to shoot well. So it's just more preference of what it looks like.
Yeah. So also, in the last 5 hours, they've put up the early sample of the CZ TS2. So another CZ. I like these things, to be honest with you. I didn't at first because the fucking slide is horrendous for me. Like I've got fat hands. I'm cack-handed, you know. So it's not the most practical thing for me to start manoeuvring around and whatnot. But they shoot well. They shoot really fucking well.
I don't mind any of the ASG stuff. My first ever gun was a PO9.
Yeah.
And okay. I thought I still had it, but I think it might be.
my guns are sitting.
Yeah, I've got mine.
I've got an ASG Armalite.
Adam Sandy doesn't like that either.
That's always my little backup gun.
I still have the body for an Armalite because I did get one of the rifles, but then ended up putting an engine in it.
Yeah, they are really good, proper snappy, really good guns. That's always because where I've travelled sometimes, I always take a backup. Rarely need it, or if I'm someone else, I'll lend it to use. But yeah, it's a brilliant little gun. I just prefer the smaller M4s or SMGs.
Yeah, you need to try the ARPs are very, very good, especially if you're doing indoor. Like when you were saying you like your CQB, ARP all day long.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a soundboard for every time Adam mentions the P10. I can just do a money sound for the P10 seed swear jar. I'll tell you what, they'll pay off all my debts from this wedding I've got coming up. Jesus Christ. ASG is a solid choice. I've had a fair few. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I've never had one, but after going up there a couple of months back, month and a half ago, I've been sold. Like, massively sold on their products. You know, the H15s, they're fucking great rifles out of the box. It's basically the Evo in what was it they called it, Adam? The popular platform.
Really?
Call it, yeah, because you're not allowed to call it an M4 and AR-15 because they're trademarked or something like that.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
See, I do like my Evo. It was actually at the jail that got me hooked on that. My friend had an Evo.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were down where the cars were, so that long bit.
Oh,
and
long
I had a
bag,
little G&G. As one of my first ever time playing, I had G&G, and I kept trying to shoot, and I could see my BBs dropping. And he's like, he literally come right next to me. His name's Curly. Love him to bits. And he went, Kes, where is he? And I pointed, went, over there, one shot, boff, like a laser. I was like, oh, I want that all the way across. Absolutely amazing. He let me shoot it. Best gun. I was just hooked ever since then. And then I got my little grey one, thank God. But it does. It's good for indoors and outdoors, which is quite handy.
This is it,
it's got weight to it as well, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice gun. The CNC obviously isn't coming over to the UK that they've done of it, which is a shame because that thing's evil. But they've got the boost. Yeah, so Adam there coming up again with it. The H15 CQB is basically an Evo in a popular platform. I think Jem and Sarah have been plugging these recently because they've been given some free ones. So I think they're the ones that they've been plugging. So we loved them. We all want one. We'll wait and see.
LSG needs to give you one.
I'm not in it for the freebies. You know me. I work for my airsoft guns. Actually, no. I mean, to be fair, no, that's a lie. That I'll be honest here. My T10 that I've got was actually sent to me by KWA because I had to go and pick that thing up from FedEx at Stansted Airport because they sent me one direct from the States, and it was the most awkward fucking thing in the world when that went through the scanner at FedEx and he didn't get told what it was. They all knew what was coming. They knew I could have it because of my car and everything. But I didn't tell the security guard, so he's put it through the scanner. It's just come up fucking gun-shaped. On a second, he's literally...
Security guard just sat there like, I think I need my manager 2 seconds.
Yeah. But I mean, they sent that over for me to help promote it as well. So it was for their benefit as well. But they said they just wanted to send me one for promoting their shit all the time as I was. And I still do, to be fair. I love KWA. John saying he loves his partner's T10. Well, it was originally his, but she thought it was sexy and claimed it.
Well done.
No, sorry, I'm dying.
It is funny. Like the amount of guns I see on Chrono, and the reaction I get when I see like little tiny cute ones, or and they go, "Oh, that's cute," and their faces, they don't expect that.
2 seconds, I've got a funny one for you.
No.
There's one for you.
Oh, dig. Oh, he's fucking HPA'd it as well.
I'll get some hit.
That's brilliant.
That was the
Jesus
best
Christ.
£10 maybe that I've ever spent.
Oh my God, I need to do that.
I've actually got someone with that, and I had to tell him that I hit him because he couldn't even feel it. I think it fires at like maybe...
a Christmas present.
Yeah, I think it fires at like maybe 120, something like that, 120,
I don't think mine
130.
hit that. I don't know where it is, actually.
I was half debating about just shotting the reg right up, but I thought it might blow up in my hand, so I was like, maybe not.
Best idea. The smallest one I've got is a little baby bird. Even that's...
Because I remember when we were running this, we ran it on tracers, and we ran it with the BT tracer. So it was quite funny because the tracer's almost bigger than the actual pistol itself.
I think the smallest sidearm or the smallest airsoft gun I've ever owned was the WE Makarov. And I loved that thing until the point where it started deciding that it was just going to shoot full auto because everything's worn down internally so much and I couldn't be asked to replace everything. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll make it a project gun and start building it up. Doesn't beat a Derringer or the flintlocks that they released a couple of years back. The airsoft flintlocks they did.
Yeah. There is a lot of unique guns about. You see some really fascinating ones.
That's the thing. That's the whole reason about this hobby, though, isn't it? Is being able to do what you want with your gear and stuff like that. And I think that's what kind of draws a lot of people to it, though.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the fact that you can just do whatever you want. Look at Cameron, who I know. He runs around here with a 1919 and fucking Knights Templar armor on. Okay, but he just has the best time, and that's him.
As long as you're enjoying it, you know what I mean. That's what it's about.
Yeah, he loves all these ridiculous loadouts. He comes along, and there was a point ages ago where he was going, "I'm going to try and make a loadout just to piss everyone off."
Yeah,
and we just thought it was hilarious.
I say the people where they'll run around in a bright pink gun or just daft stuff and like just doing what they want to do kind of thing. That's the part that I enjoy about airsoft, to be fair.
It is sometimes the community can be absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah.
That's not always there's not always a negativity about like some people, but again, it is literally just the players. It's not what they wear, what they use, or none of that. It is just them in general that can spoil it for someone. There's so many of them, unfortunately, as well. But you get some of the fun ones as well that wear random stuff and just make like the ones that actually scream when they're charging. As soon as the whistle goes, they get so enthusiastic and they're proper screaming, "Come on!" Just the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic when you get things like that. And the stag do's where they turn up in their tutus and everything, and some kilts, and things like that. But
who's gonna wear a kilt to an airsoft game?
I don't know.
Hey,
who's gonna do that?
Absolutely mad.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And the birthday runs, I've seen a few of them, and they're painful. On one of the noise marshals, I don't make anyone do it. It's always optional, because that's painful. That's really painful.
Worst I've seen was some lad did it in just his pair boxes. That was it, and I was like, "Oh, you're brave."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I wouldn't do it if it was
until
me."
they get to the other end, and then the reality kicks in of what's just happened.
So,
Yeah. Adam, Craig, if you guys are watching, remind me, was it TJ that did one in a mankini years ago?
Cuz, Luke, you got to do a tournament where everyone has to wear a mankini.
Fucking. If you're going to wear a kilt, you've got to do it properly. Fuck doing it properly in Airsoft. Yeah, it was TJ. Yeah, so a guy who he used to work for Airsoft Anonymous. He unfortunately doesn't play anymore, but he did a birthday run in a mankini. In fact, that'd probably be something.
Hats off to him.
Yeah,
you wouldn't see
I know
me doing
so
it.
many people that actually avoid airsoft around their birthday because of that reason. They don't want to be pushed into doing a birthday run. It's just like, well, just don't tell people it's their birthday.
Yeah, this is it. Oh, hang on. Sorry, my screen went weird on the other one. Adam did a birthday walk at level 2, and it was tap tap pause. So he could literally just get away with walking it because everyone only had 2 shots. I miss the days where you just mag dump people.
See,
motor starts melting.
We've had a birthday run on, can't remember if it was a comp or a training day, but as you'd expect, everyone's got tuned guns firing pretty damn quick.
Hightower plays saying he's played wearing a sombrero. Peeking corners was a challenge. That reminds me, actually, South Coast CQB's Christmas game a few years back. A guy turned up in a full snowman costume, and
really?
then halfway through the day, well, not even halfway through the day, halfway through the first game, took the head off because he said that he couldn't sneak around a corner because everyone would see at the top of the head about 5 minutes before his eyes appeared.
That's true, though. To be fair, like Hightower, I was actually there on that day that he plays because I know it is, and that was a charity game that I organised many years ago at the old site, and we had people dressed up as Lara Croft. Well, I was Lara Croft. That was painful. I wouldn't do that again. We had some men in, I just say, like cat slayer, like leopard print, fishnets, and things like that. Yeah, that was interesting. Unicorns a lot, but it was such an amazing day. It really was. It was so much fun.
I'm going to see Luke in a skirt. It's not going to happen, Cal.
Yeah, we'll get him in one. That'd be all right. It's a laugh. Everyone, the thing is with airsoft, you could just be whoever you want to be and have fun with it. It's just, I've made a costume for a friend. He was a Christmas poo one year. He won a competition, and I even sewed lights onto the whole thing as well. That's brilliant. He had literally battery operated lights all the way across. I attached 150 little bells so everyone could hear him, and I even sewed a pocket in the back so we could put a speaker into it.
I like the dedication though.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, but that's what I'm like. I just love to have a laugh with it. Like the Christmas game, the same person I did that to actually. I think it's Karma. I was dressed up as Mrs. Claus. Yeah, red in CQB, not great. He got me right in the head, and I had a welt for about 4 weeks.
Oof.
Yeah, he was quite happy with himself though.
Only coming in saying, by the way, anyone coming to a private game, fancy dress is actively encouraged.
I feel more people should do it though. It is a good laugh.
What's the theme about the theme with the private game though?
There isn't really a theme. Just fucking turn up in whatever you want.
Okay.
If the Spartan boys from Essex have their way, I'm wearing a different outfit for every fucking game.
Awesome.
I've got one sorted because it's left over from
as long as we get more people to do it, I'll just put something in the car. I've got to start looking now. Hang on. Actually, I actually want to do a game in one of them dinosaur costumes one day, in them inflatable ones, and see how long it can last.
Yeah. Do you know what?
That'd be a challenge. You better try to go through the corridors in
Level
jail.
2, yes, it is. By the way, it's next Saturday the 9th.
We've got a couple of the Among Us suits at one of the sites. Yeah. And we've half debated about putting one of them on it to see how long it lasts with airsoft. I don't think it'll be very long.
I do the dinosaurs because like they got like a little fan in them, haven't they? So they kind of blow them up. And I am curious because I've done a game day by one of my son's birthdays, and I attached balloons to everyone that come with us. They did not pop very easily at all. Most of them ricocheted and hit people in the back of the head. It was fun though. It was entertaining. They still took their hits, even though most of the time, like, they did actually get killed as the balloon.
Yeah. I'm going to put one of my Mongoose suits on, so if you randomly see on my Instagram a picture of me with one on, you know what's happened.
Yeah, do it. It's like challenge accepted.
Shall we get on to the last topic and go
Yeah.
back to serious business?
Huh? So
30
last 30 minutes,
minutes.
that lasted longer than I think.
Yeah, it's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, that's happening then.
Make it an extra fire and raffle day skirt.
In a skirt. Yeah, Costa, that's a deal. That like.
That's got to be it. If it's a skirt, you got to go full on tutu or something, like bright colour.
Yeah.
Brightest colour you can get. Full on tutu. You're welcome.
Luke's asking, Luke's asking if there's space for the private game. There wasn't, but I'll let the show secretary go and check for you. Seeing as she's not on the show at the moment, she can check for you. Because someone who may or may not be in this chat right now, on this episode right now, seems to single-handedly book over a quarter of the fucking spaces. Didn't they, Kerri?
You did say, like,
I did say, and then I was just sitting there watching it go and go and go, and I'm like,
you did say, like, if you want to book some more, like, get numbers up, and I was like, you sure? I did make sure that it was okay.
It was just...
And to be fair, I actually said no to quite a few people as well. Could have been more. I have got one that can't come with me, unfortunately, because he dislocated his knee.
Right. So is that a possible space opening up then?
That will be a space come up, yeah.
If you tie up with Luke from level 2 then, so he knows just in case he wants it.
Yeah. There's an idea.
Close the back gap a bit and get a game of just... Oh,
anyone's welcome to open training. That's the cuz.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Level 2 guy, whoever's on there, get Andy to tie up with Kerri.
It's Andy that's on there.
Yeah, it is Andy.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I've got a space. I should be able to change my book. I would be able to change my booking, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you should be able to just look.
I will sort it.
Adam, I can't keep up with who's in there at the moment. We've still got a topic to cover, and we're already an hour in.
There's loads of messages keep popping up.
Yeah. But yeah, just tie up. If anyone wants to spot, tie up with Kerri. Sort it out.
There's only one at the minute.
Yeah, there's only one to spot. But yeah, if you've got one. So Silky's off. We'll see you on the 9th, buddy. Looking forward to it. Hang on. All right, I'm going to call this shit right now. Gone to shit when you're not on the show. I go off for one night and they can't even get the fucking intro sorted. How has this gone to shit?
Coming.
Yeah, there's going to be a rant.
I think someone's just pushing your buttons.
Yeah.
They want a reaction. A sort of thing, just sitting there pushing it.
Sat there with a tally chart for all the rants. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's like a challenge, isn't it? Like, let's see how many times we can get him to rant.
100%. Ailey, what are we up to now with my rants? Because I haven't even started. We've got to get into the fucking state of Airsoft in 2024 yet.
Yeah, this will be fun.
This could be fun. So, we've had some discussions, haven't we, Kerri, about this at the moment? And there was a few things you wanted to call out on this. So, I'll let you get started before I go off onto ranting again.
I have to remind me which bits, because there were so many.
Oh, fucking just go from the top. Just whatever comes to your mind right now.
I don't know.
Fucking misogyny for a start, all the shit you have to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, you kind of remind me a little bit. My little rants to you. Yeah, no sexist people in Airsoft. No. That's one of them. I
feel like ever since COVID, I've noticed a difference. Mm-hmm. I'm not playing as often as I was anymore. And I'm noticing more and more that attitudes seem to have changed.
It's a difference in people. I don't think it's a difference in the community. Like I work on the taxis, like, and so we deal with people all the time. I've worked all the way through COVID. People pre-COVID to people post-COVID, two different kettles of fish. Like people just don't care and feel like they are entitled to everything, and they are right.
With this though. This has been consistent from ever since I've started marshalling.
Really?
I've been threatened. I've been shouted at. I've been physically manhandled before. But it's just like, for instance, me and my martial group, what we'll do normally is we will take turns doing a brief, because they're only 30 minutes games, so we have 6 games in a day. So I'll do one, they'll do one, vice versa. We'll take turns, just work together. Say a male marshal, because majority of them are, he'll do his brief, everyone listens, absolutely fine. And then next game comes on, I start doing my brief, not a single person stopped talking, they start making jokes. The comments that I get sometimes, hence why I had to take a break for a little while, because it was just wrong time. They are very inappropriate. And you get banter, but there's time and place for banter. Like, I'll have banter. I'm more than happy to do that, but you don't do it while I'm trying to do a brief with explain to everyone so they can get to play. But I've literally physically stood there saying nothing whatsoever. It's just gone, should I get the other marshal to do it? Because they're not listening. And even who's actually in the chat at the minute, even he noticed the difference of when he does a brief to when I did a brief. And I don't get why people have to do that. I'm not
It
there
shouldn't
to
be that way. Like,
No,
I'm not going to pretend I'm something I'm not. I'm literally there to tell them what we're doing, and then to try and get them out gaming and enjoying themselves as much as possible. I'm there to help and make airsoft fun. But it's a pattern. It's not like it's once or twice or either. You like let it slide a bit, and it has been consistent for years, to be honest.
It's not just you though. Honestly, it's not just you. Keith will tell you, because he was at the same game day I was. We went to HQ just before COVID. This was when Becky was running it. Is it Becky? Guy who owns HQ's other half. Anyway, she was running it, and me and Keith were sitting there. We don't play the site that often, so we're like trying to actually listen to the safety brief, because we don't know it. You know, when you get to a site, you're listening, but you sort of, let's be honest, everyone half listens in, because you know it word for word.
Oh, if you know what you're doing, you kind of half, yeah.
But it's like we're sitting there, and all we had to listen to was regulars just mugging this woman off the entire time through the safety brief. And I'd turn to Keith, I was going, this is fucking stupid. I don't know the site. I don't know what's going on. The weather was shit as well. It was when they closed the Humber Bridge because that horrible storm. And it was raining. I don't know if you know HQ at all, either of you, but we couldn't see the first line of buildings from the safe zone. It was raining that horrendously. You couldn't see not even the grass verge on the other side of the road, kind of thing. And it was just, you're just sitting there listening to this girl getting mugged off the entire time.
It does happen. I know I'm not the only female marshal.
Yeah.
It's 100% happened to so many, but it's not. I just don't get why. I don't understand why they need to do that, especially the gentleman that threatened me last year. He got banned from the site, but even still, my priority was avoiding him and trying to get everyone to play, because I'm not going to let it ruin their game day. And I had players coming up to me saying, look, why has he not been kicked off? I was like, look, he will, but he's escalating. It's kind of, I'm used to working with people. I have most of my life in catering industry and all that sort of stuff. But you get some that they're aggressive because they're spitting a dummy out, and then they're aggressive because they are possibly going to lose their temper. He was in my face, shouting at me, asking for my name. Well, telling me to tell me his name. He's going to click off, and he was like so close to me, and his whole body language was intimidating. So I just kind of avoided the situation, got myself out of it, other people out of it. And then, once my boss found out, he got banned, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, he shouldn't be playing anyway. I just don't get the need. He went to the other marshal and started proper slating me in front of all the customers, all the players. And then one gentleman went, look, give it a rest, mate, leave her alone. She's just doing her job. He then threatened to take him outside. And then, he did get removed. This all happened in such a short space of time, like really short. So he was instantly... Players were moved on, he got removed, and then that got dealt with. So it was quite quick, but I just don't. After
should
that,
never be in a position to be like that, though, should it? Like,
to be fair, it's the first time something like that has happened. I've had some people square up to me and shout at me and things like that. And once you've put them in their place, they've had their minute and they calm down. Some even come and apologise, which I get that. You get frustrated. Some people do lose their temper. Good day, bad day. It's just, we're human at the end of the day. But that wasn't. That was another level. It really was. And that after that, I just had to take a little bit of time, because it was difficult, and it was It weren't nice.
Yeah. But I've got Simon coming in saying, don't your other marshals support you? Which, from the sounds of it, they are, to be fair. I think you've sort of answered the question already. Supporting you as much as they can.
Yeah, no, they do. They do support me. It's just, you have to sort of assess the situation at the time. You've got to think we've got 100 players in a CQB site, really close quarters. We just need to get the other 99 players into playing and not try and spoil their day, as well as keeping me safe and them safe, because he's obviously being aggressive towards others. So it was kind of, it was tricky. One of the male marshals did take him off, and he stayed with him whilst management and everything sorted it and things like that. So yeah, it was dealt with, but it's just,
I've seen it not even to a female marshal, but the site I started out at, we went back for a game a while ago. It was me and one of the lads in my old team, Ted. We went along because we were going off to a weekender. I think it was one of the Octo 8 events the following week. So we're like, we'll go to a site where it's a nothing game. We just want to go down, use the range, get some games in with our kit, make sure it's all set up ready for the next weekend. And it was second to last game of the day. And we all stood around, and all of a sudden there's all this commotion, and the marshals have suddenly gone, look, everyone, just put your guns down, put your guns down. I turned around, and the bloke's literally squaring up one of these, I say kids because he was a fucking kid. I don't know how old he was, but he was a man-child if he was over his fucking 18. And he's literally ripped his face mask off and started squaring up to the guy in the middle of the game zone.
wow.
And, like, but the thing with that, right, the old owners of the site, because I don't think they own it anymore, he went, we've just sent them off to somewhere else. They can just shoot the shit out of each other. And I'm like, they should be gone from the fucking site completely.
Yeah,
don't send them off and appease them. Get rid of them. I don't care if they're kicking off. If they're kicking off that badly, call the fucking old bill in.
Yeah, this is why when that happened to me, they did get removed, and they were gone by the time we were off the game field, which was good. As that should be. It's just people shouldn't be like that. I don't get. It really winds me up when people are aggressive. They spit their dummy out. They scream, swear at people, and it's all aggressively. Like, I get sometimes you might get hit in a certain area, and a few words come out, things like that. That's different, but you can tell the difference between a reaction to being aggressive. And just backhand them, not allowed to.
There's always going to be moments in Airsoft, though, where we get pissed off. Let's be honest. The adrenaline's rushing, especially in indoors. You know, I had it last game. I'm not proud of it. Basically, the angles I had, I saw Marshall appear, player appear. So it looks like players using Marshall for cover, which I'm like, fuck off kind of thing. They then started kicking off because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
People do.
So then I call them a stupid cunt and storm off. Yes, I was out of order. I hold my hands up at that. I even said it at the time. But, you know, the situation I'm in, I'm seeing...
Human.
Yeah. Other side of the... Because I spoke to Marshall afterwards, other side of it, yes, it doesn't look like that. But the angle, I said to him, what you've got to appreciate, though, my angle, I'm going to get frustrated because all I'm seeing is Marshall player. I'm not seeing anything. So it happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You just talk. You just communicate. Yeah. Like, you have it numerous times, people going, oh, yeah, and all this, and they're arguing. It's like, just
if you get pissed off... Get yourself out of that situation first. Like I did. I sat... Adam and Andy were there. They'll tell you. I sat out for half of that game. I just took myself out because I was like, right, I'll give myself some time to just fucking chill.
Yeah.
Because I need to. Adam here is saying some people don't realise how close to a criminal offence they actually come.
Yeah, I know. There are some people that they're not only aggressive, they borderline harass. I had an incident once where some gentleman was very interested in my young daughter, which was not good.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But this is the thing. This is because I tried coming up with something for like kids ages ago, and I think some of the UCAL spoke about it. I just never managed to get it sort of up and going. Like a rescue ribbon. It sounds really silly, but it's just some way of them being able to tell other people that there's something not okay with them, because there are so many young players, but it's intimidating. Like, I remember when I first started playing, there were so many men and big people with all these fancy gear, and it is scary. Now it's just like, well, yeah, it's just for looks, but it can be scary for someone. And it's if you see someone kick off at a marshal like that, what are you going to feel like? You're not going to feel safe.
Yeah, it's going to make more and more players not want to come back and not like. You know, how many rentals would see it happen? Say, 10 rentals, 5 of them will go, do you know what? Sack this. This isn't for me, this.
Oh, we had it
exactly.
at the Sandpit years ago with UCAT. You know, like or hate UCAT, they got some good sites. Like or hate the guys that run it, but whatever. Or the guy that used to run it, he's taken a step back. But he was running this particular day. We had a lad, he must have only been about 17 at the time. He was 16, 17 on our team. Because basically, it was the only way he could come along to games. We took him under our wing and he came along with our lot. Happy days. He lived in Colchester near some of the lads, so they just picked him up and brought him to games. So we've gone down to Sandpit. Now, bearing in mind his age at the time, he's clearly shot a guy because the guy's flinched and called it out because the marshals aren't dealing with it. So he's calling it out like, mate, look, I've hit you. Just to let you know, the guy must have been in his 50s, literally come running over and started squaring up to him and offering him out in the car park.
I see Gary's comment. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And we've gone and reported it to the guy that owns UCAP. He's okay, walked away, come back. Rather than dealing with that situation properly, goes, well, I know him, it's 6-1, half a dozen to the other. No, it's not. He's just fucking threatened out a 16, 17-year-old. Like,
some players do get away. Some players do get away with things. I've seen some marshals just go, oh yeah, don't worry about it, and it's like, well, no, it shouldn't be. You do that with one person, you're going to do it with others, and it's just going to spoil it. And that's sometimes even something like that can put you off trying like new sites and going places and things like that, because people in the community talk, and they talk a lot. But I do my research before I go to a site, and then there's some that I won't even try because of things that I've heard and stories that I've heard. It's not necessarily the site itself. It could just be some regular players that go there. It can be things that have happened and how it's been dealt with. But
it's all right.
Majority of it is people.
Go to Anzio camp, have a shit day, leave a review and get banned.
Well done.
Do you know what I find mad about all this though? Is all the problems that you get in CQB. We've never ever had any of that in like competitive play.
No.
Never had anyone square up.
It's not even CQB though.
Even though it's more like
woodland sites as well.
It's higher tensions in competitive.
It's normal, like it's woodland sites as well. Yeah. It's all over the place.
But
to be fair,
indoor or outdoor doesn't matter. Like on the competitive scene, you don't get any of it. You might get a quick. I'm sure I shot you there. You know, maybe that's probably the most you'll ever get.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I don't get why it can't be like that in normal like skirmish airsoft. Like I get competitive airsoft. I do think that can be a thing and that can be good, but it needs to be specifically for that. You want to compete, go compete. Don't come to a skirmish.
Yeah, I don't think it should ever be
compete
like,
and things
mixed.
like that. You've got rentals. You've got a mixture of different players. I turn up at sites on my own sometimes, so I'm not with a group, and it's like, well, you don't naturally automatically start working with people, so it's not. You're there for a laugh. You know what I mean? You get kids from 10 years old playing that might be absolutely terrified. You're not going to win always. It's about having fun with it. It really is.
Hightower plays saying that he's been threatened to be shivved up for kicking someone off the field. Dave Ford's coming as well. Say I was going to read this off the Instagram, but he's come on here and said as well saying Luke's so handsome on camera. He said that Luke's so handsome.
Someone's kissing. Kissing ass.
Someone once threatened to stab Adam at a game as well. But I mean, it's even things like
I don't get it.
It was even things like last year at NAF when someone was going to steal someone's fucking tent because it was in their way. They wanted to get their car 5 feet.
Well, they literally said they were going to take the tent.
They were literally going to take someone else's tent next to us because
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to use that, mate. When someone turns on and reminds us of, I'm going to be like, keep going. I'll take your tent.
Yeah. Well, no, what it was, there was a couple of lasses next to us that Adam and Adi knew, so they said, oh, can we camp near you guys, just so we know somewhere around? Yep, cool, no worries. Barely saw them all weekend in the end, but hey-ho, they went off, did what they wanted to do. And then it comes to the Sunday, and certain individuals that we may or may not have taken the piss out recently for it as well, basically turned around and said that they were going to... take this tent for these two lasses because they hadn't seen them all day. And it's like, well, no, it's fucking theft. Me and Adam had to run back because Adi was going, this is going to fucking happen, guys. Like, this has happened. Can you guys get back here now kind of thing?
Wow.
Because it was like, And we went over and they were like, oh, no, it's not. And then they ran over fucking someone else's patches that they had next to their thing as well, their kit on the floor trying to get into it. It's like,
That's just people, innit? You can't.
You wouldn't have minded, but it wasn't like they achieved anything further because they got like 3 feet closer to where their tent was anyway because all our shit was in the way.
I just seen someone's comment like about the HPA and things like that, and like skirmishes. Do you know, there is so many people that will go like, just you always hear the whispers when like people are gathering up and you're sorting the teams out, and they're like, oh, HPA and they're terrible and things like that. Again, like same as with HPA,
That good old
masks.
stereotypical.
If you're running AEGs, all of that, it doesn't mean anything. You could be looking like a speed softer, but you play like a normal skirmish. You take your time and things like that. It is all down to the individual themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you're controlling the trigger. You've got control of where you go, how you play, how you behave. It's just, I don't get that. People just automatically go, HPA is terrible. Like,
so
no, it isn't actually. It's who's using it.
People need to get rid of that whole stereotype out of the head straight away. I went and played at High Command over like Birmingham. I think it's Birmingham. I travelled down there. It's over towards there anyways.
Yeah, West Mids, yeah.
And
I'm a marshal and I don't agree.
Then basically went into High Command and immediately, obviously I'm always wearing jerseys. Oh, here we go, he's another bloody paintballer. I was like, brilliant, this is going to be a fun day. So I went up to the lads and I said, look, I'm not like your stereotypical speed softer as you see it. I said, if you still have a problem with me or the way that I play or anything like that after this game, come and tell me and I'll leave. And I'm genuinely no hard feelings at all. Like I will leave. Like I've got no problem with that. But only if you still feel the same way. When I played the second game, and they came up, they said, you know what? I apologise. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He was like, you're actually all right. You're taking your hits and all that kind of stuff. I said,
exactly, it's just people are assuming.
Yeah. I said, I'm not a dickhead. Like, I don't come here to spoil your day. I come here to play. I've paid my money the same as everyone else.
But you think if they all go in with that mentality, that's already tarnishing all these other players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We train young guns and things like that. So basically, kids how to play airsoft. Majority of the time, they will turn up with a dye mask on because it's easier. They have to have full face anyway, and if you wear glasses, they're quite good and things like that. But automatically, people go, "Oh no, it's another little speed softer," because a lot of them love the HPA just because of the consistency, and I think it's the novelty of it as well. Bless their hearts, but they love it. Do you know they're legends at playing, absolute little legends. But it's just you have that atmosphere. Like they'll turn up and people are like, "Oh no, here we go." You imagine how rubbish that's going to make people feel. It's like, well, no. It's like you ain't got a problem. If anything, it's more of a challenge to shoot them a bit more if they feel like that. But that's just me.
I mean, I get it. I've used HPA when I was out in the States. A lot of people used HPA. In fact, I think I could have told you more HPA users than there was AEG or GBB users at the site I was at. I get it. I don't have it purely because I can't afford it to get everything done.
It's definitely not cheap.
Nah, and I only run my pistol on it. To be fair, I just got the adapter and the bottle and that.
Yeah.
There we go. I think Hightower just sort of sums up.
Yeah, I was just about to say
what everyone's been saying in here.
Exactly.
Already, he's just summed it up.
It is the player, all these people, and they're like the fake pretending to be something that they're not as well, and things like that. That's another.
Just like you were saying at the beginning, though, wasn't it? Where you got all these wannabe speed softers and stuff that come and run around like headless chickens. That's part of the problem. And it's
and then they instantly assume that is speed soft. But to be fair, even because I never really knew much about speed soft, and I thought, oh, that's what it is because people are telling me, and I'm like. So I'd done a bit of research. I was nothing like that. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just basically people that like to play extremely fast and slide across the floor now and
then.
Got
a couple of screws loose, that kind of thing.
I think most people. I know I have, definitely. I think Gary commented that, put a gun in my hand and I'm scary. But that's why I got the call sign Huntress. I like hunting people down.
It's no different to when I was out in the States, though, because I had to change my play style. I was fucking off, and like people couldn't believe like where I was. Like guys, Chris, I fucking hate. I can't remember his name. Chris, he used to work for my mate Chris. Anyway, I can't remember his surname right now. It's terrible of me, I know, but he used to work for Airsoft, and he drove from Boston to New Jersey, which was like fucking hours drive, just to come and play a game with me because I was flying out to the States. You know, this is the kind of guy he was, and because he didn't expect me to go off as speedy as I did, I'd fucked off, and then he ended up shooting me in the back 3 times, thinking I was another team player because I'd just gone in and cleared out all these people. But yeah, it's like. It's a very good way of playing and being effective in those sorts of CQB sites. Places like the jail, it can work, but you've got to do it regularly, I'd say, personally, because you've got to know how to play that style consistently to be able to do it.
I think that a lot of site owners as well need to have their eyes open to it a bit as well. Because I've been to sites and I've straight away been like singled out.
It's not just sites, marshals as well. I think they all need to know. Like I marshal quite a lot, and even still, the Speedsofter thing I didn't understand. Like even with HPA, I had to actually get someone I know who built them come and explain them to me, like how they work. Literally the regs and everything, because I didn't know. And I weren't going to, I'm not the sort of person who'll go, oh yeah, I know all this. Like, I don't, I'm going to ask for help. But it's like, you know what I mean? I'd rather explain it to me.
Yeah.
And and if it was just literally because there's so much negativity around it.
It's like the good old thing about the tampering with the reg to change the FPS.
Yeah.
But people don't realise that 99% of regs and stuff out there have got tournament locks on, so you can't change anything.
Yeah, well, we cable tie like through the top bit where you take the cap off and things like that. There has been some people that do go out their way to adjust it, but again, that's an issue down to players. You can't. What can you do about it?
In a game of honesty,
someone's doing it like that, even after you've done it, no matter what, they're going to change it, whether you like it or not. No matter what you do.
Yeah, well, you can't control what people decide to do. At the end of the day, you can just do your best to make sure you want air.
Yeah. Level two is summing it all up perfectly here as well. You know. So it's down to the sites. It's down to the site to enforce the rules to the players, not the platforms they use. So yeah, definitely. They have hundreds of CQB players that play tap pause and aren't interested in high rate of fire. Even when they go to sites with no rate of fire, they'll still play tap, double tap, or single tap. This is the thing as well. You know, when we played the new Rift site when they first opened, one of the things. Some of us who played at level 2 and sites like that have, and Bravo 1 as well, back in the day, they used to have the double tap as well. We actually said to them, look, your site will play so much better if you enforce this.
See, I'm very so with the double tap rule. I like it and I dislike it at the same time. I like the whole thing of restricting trigger. I'm all for that because obviously it changes gameplay and things like that. But I find that when you put like a number to how many times you're able to shoot, whether it be a double tap or a triple tap, then you tend to get more arguments as well, because then you get the whole, well, he's doing more than 2 shots, or they're doing more than 2 shots. Yeah. And you get that
I think at the end of the day, you've got to understand that some people are going to get caught up in the moment and they may go to 3 or they may go just slightly over. It's going to happen. People are only human. It's just
yeah, they do get carried away. I've got one regular player, bless him. He's not a speed softer, but he does run around ridiculously fast. I mean, he's just gone. He's so quick, but he has a tendency of spamming the trigger sometimes. And all I do is I'll just be like, mate, calm it down, and then he'll calm it down, and then he might increase a little bit, like a few games down the line, because he's running riot. But it's just like that heat of the moment sort of thing. They get a little bit excited. But like the site that I marshal out is single shot only. But we do have to say to some people, look, try and match. The thing is, the rule was match the AEGs with like the rate of fire. But the thing is, some AEGs can just go as fast. So again, HPA AEG, really?
The lads are literally the lads are literally just going on about this video.
Yeah, this is my all-time favorite video. This.
I'm not full auto. It's not full auto.
That's not full auto?
This is. That's full auto.
Damn, bro. Okay.
Literally.
Yeah,
it's just a bit where it goes, damn, bro. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Hit the pre-firing, hit that, and then it's just the damn, bro. Okay. I'm like, oh no, love that video.
Yeah. Yeah, they were literally going off, and I was already on it. So Do you know what? I think honestly, these guys. I'm assuming they're all your guys that you know
Yeah.
through your competitive side. Come back next time. You guys have been fucking spot on throughout this. Like honestly, the banter,
That's what the scene is. And like,
yeah, honestly,
this is what it's like on a game day. You'll just get people. They'll have a bit of banter with the next room. Go find someone else to go and torture. Then they'll do that, and then they'll go around to someone else. Like we'll all just have a bit of a laugh.
Torture.
Like it's genuinely, it's a good vibe, and I think whether or not you're interested in it, I think to have an opinion on it, you need to try it.
I'll tell you
And
what. Let's do this right here, right now. I'm nominating Adam and Adi for this as well. After my wedding, because I'm banned from playing from May onwards, so I've only got a couple more games left in me until after June, kind of thing. We'll arrange it. We'll come up. We'll have a day with you guys. Just go through it, and if we can help try and shed it in a better light as well, more than anything.
Yeah, we did. Well, when was it? No,
Jake's saying
not
it
last
here as
year.
well. Don't knock it until you try it.
Yeah, 100%.
We did an event.
Even I agree with that. I'm not a competitive player or anything like that, but I'll never slate anything. I've not tried it.
Exactly.
The thing is, I am. I'd love to try it one day, and I will do.
Yeah.
But
we did an event 2 years
each to
ago
their own.
at Killhouse in Leeds, and it was a kind of pop up. We dropped their arena, put up a speed arena because it's completely different, and ran like a week long event. And there was a guy that came, and he was the most die-hard milsim, guy that you could ever think of. And he came and he came up to us. He said, "I just wanted to try it." I said, "Yeah, no bother." I gave him my gun. I said, "Hey, you use this because it'll keep up with theirs." And he went, "The only reason I've came is because I can't have an opinion on something that I've never tried. So I'm going to try it. If I don't like it, then I don't like it. But at least then I know I've tried it and I can have an opinion then." And I said, "You know what?
Yeah.
I can't agree anymore." And he had a go and he loved it. I said, "See, as long as it's done in a controlled, proper way, then, some people like it. Some people genuinely
it's
want
each to
to
their
go.
own, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, my personal preference is CQB. I started in it. I've tried woodland. I've tried different types of woodland as well. Some with like mixtures in, and I found woodland's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But then I've had some people that started woodland and prefer it, come play CQB where I am, and they were like straight away within a game, they're like, "No, it's not me." I was like, "That's fine."
Yeah.
So end of the day, so I'll still come give your site a try, or we'll still chat and things like that. But everyone's different. Everyone enjoys different things.
Exactly.
And they should be allowed to do that without any judgment whatsoever.
And I think that's part of the problem is that there's so much to just divide is the best way to describing it. And I don't think there should be.
Adam and Adi have both come in saying let's do it. So we'll have a chat and we'll come up. You guys
I want
do your
video
thing
evidence if they go sliding around and everything, though.
Well, no, we're going to video it because at the end of the day, we've got to show it being done. We'd have to video it because
that's the best thing, though. It's real. That's what I mean. You got to have a go. You got to try it. You're not going to pretend
instant reactions after the first game or whatever, where I'm fucking falling out of my arse because I'm not fit enough to do it.
Not mate. I was literally saying before this started. I said the whole reason I don't play outdoors is there's too much walking.
Yeah.
So trust me, you do not have to be fit to do what we do. You're running as fast as you can for about 5 foot, and then that's it. You're getting behind one bunker, then you can kind of work your way through it. People rinse the life out of Speedsoft and competitive play, but they don't realise, and I'll get hate for this. It's probably up there with some of the most tactical things that you'll ever do, because if you move at the wrong time, you move. When they move at the same time, you are screwed. The speed that some of the lads in the scene can shoot, the speed that they can snap shoot, you're done.
Yeah, their reaction times and that would be unreal.
Ailey, she can barely make it up the 8 stairs at Warzone.
At least there's 2 the 8 stairs.
Oh, hang on, number 2. There's no grenades. Will I be able to cope? I think I can manage it. That's an in joke with Andy, because the first time I went there, I literally had 3 reusables, so I was just chuck, bang.
Just as you're walking, just going, yep.
Yeah, it's like I should just put pound signs up every time I do it. I should video it and just have throwing dollar signs around every time I look the grenade. Sometimes not as bad as some teams that me and Adam and Adi know. Hey, though, luckily they can't use cardboard at level 2 because you wouldn't get any edgeways.
I've seen lads literally just go through a CQB site room by room with cardboard pyro. Like,
We did that at Red One years ago. We got asked to tone it back a little bit after the first round because the guy literally turned up with a box of Mark Fives.
so it'd be some money there though.
Yeah, he literally just said, "Guys, we'll just split this between us at the end of the day. Just use this," because he ran a site shop.
Yeah,
once a month, and he had all the stock. So he literally just brought an entire brand new box of Mark Fives and just put it down and side goes, "Yeah, we'll just split it between us at the end of the day."
They're so much fun, though, aren't they? They really are.
Adam said Greta Thunberg will be disappointed in the ghost. Yes, she would. The amount of pyro those guys get through. Yeah. Anyway, I think that
You do run,
I've just
Gary.
realised we've done an hour and a half.
Oh, it's done. Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, innit?
Yeah.
So, Gary, I've definitely seen you run sometimes.
Yeah. So I think we'll call it a night there. So we'll start with Luke this time. Where can people find you?
Through Instagram. And by the way, I'm not very social media heavy guy, so 2 seconds. Because I don't even know my own little handle thing on it. Luke _ Kirton, Kerri-Ann 27. And that's probably the best place to find me, or you can search for the Bunker CQB or District 23 in Billingham.
Yeah. Sorry, I just noticed one of the London Ghosts on Instagram saying shout out to the London Ghosts for Pyro, yeah. Kerri, where can people find you?
Mainly just Instagram, and as I said on there, _Huntress. And obviously, for battle stations, might occasionally see me there marshalling or playing. You never know. Bit of both.
Cool. I've got to get out there at some point as well, actually. Me and Adam and Ailey have been planning the trip over, so we'll be up soon.
Yeah, come join us. I'll make sure I'm not marshalling.
Yeah, right, that's it from us anyway, guys. So, Huntress managing a full team without an innuendo.
Oh, cheers for that, mate.
Oh dear.
I like to have banter, but I'm being very mature.
It has been noted. We need to change that.
To be fair, the opportunity hasn't come up, so I've done really, really well. But yeah, cheers for that.
Guys, get going in the comments now just as we wrap it up so we can see all the... Oh, there's a fucking innuendo and a half as well. Oh, dear. Right, on that bombshell, that's it from us. So you can get in touch with me. Facebook.com /Chairsofter Show. Instagram @ the Chairsofter Show. We're on X if anyone uses it. Just hit the Chairsofter Show up on that, or email me, Andy @ the Chairsoftershow.co.uk. Thank you very much for jumping in. If you've been watching on the Instagram at all, feedback welcomed on the format, whatever. So that's it from us for this week. Take care of each other, take your hits, don't be a dick, and we'll see you guys next